and start sharing with people. All right, so we spend a lot of time on the research works, and everything is packed on a reliable source. Okay, so end of the pool, let me just cut the results is 93% choose location over design concept. That's great, that's great. That's a good start. Okay, so real estate 101. I bet that every one of you have, or if not, most of you out there would have heard of everything about location, about property is about location, location, and location. Okay, but before I start diving into the specific years, all right, so within the years you have seen it grow, where you can see my cursor over here. This is where the current Marina Bay Golf Club is right now. All right, this is the Bayshore area. All right, so much has developed over the past close to 3 decades. Okay, but my focus today is on city area, Marina, and also Orchard area. Let me just bring back some fond memories for you guys. Yep, another picture of the past, where this area is where the Marina golf course is right now. And of course, we have a beautiful Marina Bay Sands. Okay, and some old pictures of Bugis. Some old picture of Bugis. The older picture versus the right, they are the exact same location. All right. So from Marina area, I moved to Bugis area, a place where I grew up with my grandparents and attended primary school. I attended St. Anthony Boys, which is the current School of Fine Arts over there. So, and for those senior out there, I bet you will also remember that those were the days you communicate as this. 我们一起去小波或大波, where 四马路 is located as well. Of course, what we are experiencing now and benefiting now at Bugis isn't the direct representation of the past. In the past 50s to 80s, Bugis is renowned internationally, I say renowned internationally for its nightly gathering for the transvestites and transgender. All right, it has made Singapore back then the most notable destination for foreigner visitors during that period. And of course, even before 1950s, Bugis is being used to have a large canal that runs through, seafaring people from Indonesia and trade directly with Singapore merchants. So that is the brief history of Bugis. So if you go to Bugis Junction, you'll be able to see symbols of sails, symbols of ships around Bugis Junction. And of course, Bugis Street, Bugis Junction, Tan Kwe Lan Street, even Kampong Glam and Beach Road. So for Beach Road itself, please remember this building over here because it is still standing there right now in Beach Road area. That is the Shaw Tower. Okay, so a little bit of Orchard, Cathay, CK Tang, and Emerald Hill. Of course, they are not what they are right now. They are beautiful done up. And of course, in the short span of Singapore at 50 years, our government has moved from Singapore from a third world to a first world country in the world. And this is how it looked like. All right. So fast forward, we are enjoying the beautiful Singapore right now. For us being the beneficiary and the hard work from our pioneers, of course, I like to say again, I'm not here to conduct a history lesson. So basically, my quick sharing of the past is directed to more towards the growth and potential benefits. Just imagine that you are given info in the past. Those seniors out there listening to me right now, just imagine that you have all this information about the past of the potential growth of the area. And back then, you have the finance to buy a property in the growth area. Wouldn't that be great? But sadly, back then wasn't too savvy in terms of the IT. And where we are now, right now, having the Zoom session right now, is all because of the advanced movements of Singapore. But for those who have purchased a property back in the past and you have got insiders info, I applaud for what you have so far. Okay, our beautiful city landscape. And I can't help but to say, find this characters of 前人种树后人乘凉, meaning the previous generation plants the tree and the shade provides the next generation. All right. So you have seen the photos, but the question is, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Singapore is so well developed now, and under the list of developed countries in 2021 ranked by United Nations, Singapore is ranked number 9. And with it being a high income and one of the world's most competitive economies in the world. But the question now is, where are we now? Have we stopped developing, or are we continuing to develop Singapore? Okay, the answer to it is, we are not done building Singapore yet. So that was then National Development Minister Lawrence Wong made a comment. Singapore may look built up, but major infrastructures projects that will unfold here over the next 10 years will put the economy on an even stronger footing. Okay, and there is a strong reason to do so, because they have a white paper, population paper. By 2023, they are trying to achieve a 6.5 to 6.9 million population in Singapore. So with that figure in mind, our government needs to have the infra make ready for this 6.5 to 6.9. Okay, so before I move on further, I just want to put everyone on the same page of what is Singapore Master Plan, because moving on with my slides, I will be sharing with you guys a little bit more of us 2019. So whatever I share, it is still very relevant. Yeah, so in a nutshell, by 2030, our government envisaged that they'll have more land, more homes, and more greenery. Of course, on the right itself, you see that the draft master plan 2019, you see there are a lot of business notes sharing on. So in terms of commercial, in terms of residential, they have covered it all. But today the focus is on the circle over here, which is the Marina Bay and as well a little bit of the southern waterfront. Okay, so let us be on the same page as well on the definition of downtown core. I extract this out from Wikipedia just for your information. Downtown core starts from the CBD and the extremity is right towards Kallang, which is Kampong Bugis. Okay, I will dive straight into our topic today, which is the Bugis area. So what are the 3 key transformations? Number 1, we have the Rochor Ophir corridor. We have the Kampong Bugis, and as well we have this thing called the North-South corridor, which I will break it down to you. What is it all about? Okay, so Ophir Rochor Project Planning Area is basically Singapore's art, culture, and education district. The focus is really on preserving the area's rich architecture and heritage. Yeah, and of course, with that master plan in place, it will create opportunities for the development to open more courtyards and plazas, as well as a unique mix of high and low-rise developments within a park-like setting. Okay, so over here, it did mention specifically that a unique mix of high and low-rise developments, which later I will share with you, making use of the Singapore Master Plan. Okay. Okay, so in short, the corridor, this is an aerial view from the URA website displaying a aerial view of the Ophir Rochor area from the CBD perspective, identifying the city's key landmark and upcoming developments. Okay, so for this, just to go back time a bit back to 2008. So after our master plan 2008, and then in 2010, high and low-rise developments within a park-like setting. Okay, so over here, it did mention specifically that a unique mix of high and low-rise developments, which later I will share with you, making use of the Singapore Master Plan. Okay. Okay, so in short, the corridor, this is an aerial view from the URA website, displaying a aerial view of the Ophir Roadshow area from the CBD perspective, identifying the city's key landmark and upcoming developments. Okay, so for this, just to go back time a bit, back to 2008. So after our master plan 2008, and then in 2010, our country and Malaysia agreed on a land swap. This is basically a land swap for the railway that was taken back by our side, and in return we do a land swap with two developments. Number one, the current dual residence plot. Number two, the current Marina One residences plot. Okay. In fact, I just want to share with you, before it reached 2007, before it goes to 2010, Singapore has already a plan, and it stated back in 2007 that Ophir and Roadshow area is slated for a makeover. Right? It's slated for makeover back in 2007. And when that master plan kicks in, you look at the resale pricing from 2007 to 2018. All right, in a short span of close to a decade, from 780 per square foot pricing, it went up to 1,002 and 2006, 1068. All right, so without a master plan, things will not happen. Things will remain the same. So now with a master plan, things are moving, and who are the beneficiary? Let's see. Okay, South Beach residences located at Beach Road. You look at it, it is a 99 years leasehold development from 2007. Its average selling price right now is 3,357 per square foot pricing. And the historical high in that development, 3,950 per square foot pricing. Amazing, right? So from the previous slide that I show you, from 780 in 2018, 1,068 till now, at the historical record pricing for this development, South Beach residence, at 3,950 per square foot pricing. So if without this master plan, will all this be in place? Everyone will be having a question mark. What's going to happen next? So master plan is a very important source of information that everyone needs to understand before you put your money into a proper investment pot for your property. Okay, so my next question, and it's also a polling time for everyone. Are you able to accept a brand new development, brand new neighboring development just beside South Beach at the pricing of 2,800 per square foot pricing, if the historical high, which I shared earlier for South Beach, was at 3,950 per square foot in 2018? All right, let's do a poll right now. Let me see. Okay, the poll is open. Okay, so put in your results over there, and I just want to have an understanding on okay, so I just let it run and I continue. Question in progress. All right. Okay, I just let it run. I'll just carry my slides over here. Okay, while you are doing the poll, I will dive straight into next. I made a comparative of nearby integrated development by per square foot. Okay, by per square foot. If you look at, okay, so if you look at the info that I have researched for you guys, 1 Woolwich, Eden, Guoco Midtown Modern, Midtown Bay, South Beach Residences, and Marina One Residences. If you look at the per square foot pricing, Woolwich 3,002, Eden 3,002, South Beach average also 2,002, Guoco Midtown, which just launched a year back at 2009, and of course Marina, which launched back in 2011 at 2003 per square foot pricing. And if you look at all these markings that I made over here, where my cursor is circling, these are the developments, integrated developments that have direct access to MRT just below their development. So we have Woolwich, Marina One, South Beach, and of course the incoming new development, Guoco Midtown Modern. Okay, so just to share with you, Guoco Midtown Modern will be launched at an indicative pricing of 2,800 per square foot. So is that? I think the answer is very obvious when I put everything on the landscape view for all of you to see. All right. Next, what I did was I called nearby new development by quantum and the unit mix. Okay, likewise, Eden, Marina, South Beach, Guoco, and Guoco current a overall view. Guoco Midtown Modern for 1 to 4 bedrooms are priced downtown core. Okay, it's priced the lowest in downtown core. All right, let's compare. Look at Marina One Residences for their 1 bedroom starting price at 1.5. You can get a 2 bedroom in Guoco Midtown Modern. Okay, as simple as that. You just need to know this information, whether is it worth it. Okay, the next key transformation in the area would be often enough we have clients asking if I buy at this per square foot pricing or at this quantum, is there any more upside? Is there any more upside? The answer to my client is yes. Why? Because we still have growth in the area. We still have empty plots, empty land parcel in the area, ready for future developments. For example, what I'm displaying with you right now, Kampong Bugis. For the older people out there, for the more senior, let's say older, for the more senior people out there, okay, you will recognize this place as Huocheng. All right, this place used to be labeled as Huocheng. Okay, so if you look at my cursor here, this area current city lights is sitting on, and this area is the whole area is where this site is right now, and this whole area is called the Kampong Bugis. It has been left vacated for close or more than probably 20 years, and it has been rezoned as a white site. All right, once you rezone as a white site, means that it can be for anything. It's up to the developers to plan and to submit a proposal to URA. And by the way, this plot of land is up for a site. Okay, so if you look at it, so this is the Kampong Bugis that I've just shared with you, and the future developments are sized up in this plot. I shared with you earlier too that Kampong Bugis is about shaping a new sustainable waterfront residential precinct, and currently this is the last white site in downtown, the very last one. All right, sitting on the 8.2 hectares of land, and estimated housing units can be up to 4,000 units. Okay, leasehold 99, and it is open for developers to apply for. But however, they have URA have one requirement, which is, I mean, most developers have their funds and all ready to buy. But for this site itself, developers have to provide a concept plan, provide a concept, submit to URA, and then URA will assess which concept will be able to fuse in well with the Singapore master plan, and therefore issuing that piece of land to that developer. So it doesn't mean that this developer have the funds, they are ready to buy. Okay, next, the north-south corridor. Let's put it long story short. It's basically a 21.5 kilometer road that access from East Coast Parkway all the way to Admiralty Road West. All right. So basically, it is an expressway that with dedicated bus and cycling lanes. And when completed by 2026, it should be able to ease traffic off CTE and cut traveling time for most motorists. So you guys need to have a look out for this north-south corridor. Okay, so in short, north-south corridor is also to bring higher quality of life and make Singapore a more livable environment. The picture on the right that you saw here where my cursor is, this is the ex-Rochor Center. This is a very iconic HDB cluster because of, and sadly and unfortunately, it is no longer sitting there. It has been torn down, demolished, and it will make way for the north-south corridor, and it will be the integrated transport hub in the Bugis area. Okay, so I shared with you Kampong Bugis, I shared with you Rochor Ophir corridor, I shared with you north-south corridor. Let me put this from a satellite view down. All right, we talked about the city area, and Kampong Bugis is what I shared with you earlier. North-south corridor, all right, and also the ex-Rochor Center to make way for the north-south corridor. And those are not all. If you look at it from this view down, you do understand that there are a lot of potential if you buy a product within a downtown. Why? If you look at those yellow colors that I just highlighted, they are all being zoned as yellow color, and it is for future developments. And this site in particular, this is Marina Bay Club, which they will not, the golf club, they are not renewing, they're not given a lease renewal, and it will phase out by 2024. And of course, we have this over here, we have the Founders Memorial. Okay, so in this whole area itself, where Midtown Modern is sitting, it is strategic located with a lot of growth. And how is that so? Okay, let me just bring it forward. Let me just reinforce. Okay, so our Prime Minister spoke a lot about the southern waterfront over two rallies. If you can remember, he's the best real estate. All right, so for Targa and Keppel terminal, they will vacate by 2021, and it is being zoned for mixed developments. This is a very prime piece of plot. In short, all containers port will be shifted towards Tuas. All right, if in short, I say again, all containers port will be shifted to Tuas. All right, and of course, this two plot of land is being placed by Guoco Land, Guoco Midtown Bay, and the incoming Guoco Midtown Modern. Okay, so you look at this Singapore Master Plan, you do realize that this area itself covers a lot by blue color. When you look at blue color, it represents a full commercial zoning plot of land. Yeah, and if you look closely into Midtown Model, this plot of land, this plot of land is meant for residential / commercial component. And in this whole area, it is very rare to, I can put it this way, it is very rare to have a component or land parcel within the city area. Okay, so the poll has stopped. Earlier, was you able to accept a brand new neighboring development at 2,008 per square foot pricing in a historical high for South Beach at? Okay, very good. So 80% of you guys out there agree that you are able to accept 2,800 per square foot pricing for a brand new development. Well, it's a good encouragement for Team ERA for this Midtown Modern. Okay, so I move on. So if you look at all these yellow in color, these are all reserved for future development. And of course, the north-south corridor, Rochor Center is cited previously and is being rezoned as a residential commercial. Okay, so I put it in a 3D perspective. I'll let you have understanding what is plot ratio now. So if you look at this building, this is dual. Dual is sitting on a plot ratio of 6.0, and it is a white site. That's why I made it in white. And this one, the gate ratio 4.6. So when we talk about plot ratio, it's actually, in a very general term, it depicts the height of that building on that plot of land. Okay, for Suntec City, 4.1, for Midtown Bay, 4.2, for South Beach, 4.2, for Shaw Towers is 8.7. Okay, but the legends are over here. I'm going to share with you Midtown Modern 4.2. So if you want a reference, okay, so Midtown Modern will arrive at 2 blocks, 2 towers of 30-story buildings within this development. Next, so what are the potential plots that you can experience its growth within this Bugis district? Plenty. If you look at the plots of land over here, the old Rochor Center is being zoned as a commercial and residential plot over here with a plot ratio of 4.2. And this plot over here is currently the open air car park, and it has a plot ratio of 4.2. And of course, we have empty lands surrounding, and we have also zone for residential with commercial on first story. So with this displayed out in a landscape view, the potential for people who buy into Midtown Modern is on a high side. All right, there is still potential with its last and final plot in Kampong Bugis, where this white site is located here. All right, so within the downtown core, and especially for Midtown Modern, which I describe it as the heart of the whole Bugis, it has a lot of growth in that area. And that is where you should put your money in when it comes to buying a property. Okay. Okay, so in this area itself, the Rochor-Ophir corridor has gone through a massive transformation. Thus far, we have Duo that's completed, Raffles Hospital that's revamped, Suntec City also went through revamp, a completed South Beach, and a completed revamp of Raffles Hotel. And of course, we have also others coming on board. For example, Golden Mile, it is set to be under a conservation, right? And also the Shaw Towers. Remember the old photos that I've shown you that's dated back in the 1970s and 60s? Shaw Towers is already standing there. And with the Guoco projects in place, they also want to be along the timeline of the construction. And then this is a public source developed into a new building, a grade A office and retail. Yep. So new Shaw Towers to blend in with the Ophir Rochor makeover. And I'd like to share with you again, this information over here is not new. It has been dated back in 2007. So the Rochor Ophir information is dated back in, and it has been materializing from back then onwards until now in 2021. So gone with the old, welcome the new. And this is what we call the rejuvenation process. Okay, so ongoing makeover will definitely be adding value to the commercial markets as well. We have a lot of grade A offices and retails in that area. So it definitely will have benefits if the whole area goes through a major makeover. All right, office rents will go up, retail, etc., will boost up itself. Okay, so ongoing rejuvenation not just applies to commercial buildings, it also applies to Guoco Land. So Guoco Land wants to play their part in rejuvenating the whole of Bugis district. And you can see over here, we have 2 plots, land parcel in the heart of Bugis area, where Midtown Bay is sited over here, and it was launched a year ago. And we have the incoming Midtown Modern, targeting to launch on 6th of March. Okay, so from a very barren piece of land, and this is what Guoco Land wants to achieve. All right, so this is the mock-up of what the eventual product will look like once it's up. Right, Midtown Modern and Guoco Midtown Bay. All right, so this is the one that Guoco Land's effort to rejuvenate the area as well. Okay, so Property Guru also wants to share the info on their prediction. And in 2019, it already predicted that Bugis will overtake Orchard as Singapore's new prime residential district. And I believe that is so true because based on the land parcels that I've just shared, and of course, based on the statistics that I've researched, and I will deliver that in my next seminar. So right now is to make believe of yourself that Bugis will be eventually the next golden pot of gold, where it will overtake Orchard as Singapore's new prime residential district. The keyword over here is residential district. Okay, so I shared with you earlier that Guoco Lands, they want to be the leader in urban rejuvenation. Okay, and the MD himself did pose a question, and he made a statement stating that to make the city living more attractive, he suggested that integrating mixed developments in the areas, elements like enrichment facilities or childcare centers, or even integrate high-rise schools into the development as a possibility to attract more people to buy into CBD properties, residential properties. So in order to make the city even more attractive, we have to plan it like how we plan our housing estate, where it is well planned with all social and community amenities. So who is this MD? Just to share a little background of him, Mr. Cheng used to hold leadership positions at the Center of Livable Cities and Urban at URA. Basically, Tanjong Pagar City Planning, he's involved in it before he joins Guoco Land in 2012. So indirectly, he is okay. In short, he is fused into the URA thinking, future thinking. So rest assured that Midtown Bay or even Midtown Modern, the development will be future-proof. Okay, so for my clients and my agents out there, I've always shared with them to describe Guoco Midtown as the heart of Bugis district. The next few slides, I will start to use organs at the heart, the artery organs. Why do I say that? Because I describe Bugis Midtown, Guoco Midtown Modern as the heart of the whole area. Okay, and for those people who are looking to buy a unit in Midtown Modern for investment or for your own stay, this development serves both purposes. Number one, for investors who are looking at units to buy and rent eventually to collect good rental. You have markets, you have business districts to support them. All right, we have Duo, we have Suntec, we have South Beach, and we have even the CBD area. The tenant pool is ready. All right, the tenant pool is ever ready to get to rent your. And for those people who wish to buy for homestay, I'll share with you the connectivity part after this. But let's talk about the amenities. You are located a stone throw away to Bugis Junction, and if you want to go to have your meals and your friends gathering, you have Tan Kui Lan, etc. And of course, we have our National Library just around the corner. All right. Connecting to major organs. When I say about connecting to major organs, I'm referring to dual residence. I'm referring to Park South Beach, National Library, even to Bugis Junction. These are the major organs that I have always been using to describe to my clients and to all the sales team. All right. So what these slides I want to share with you that this development being seated on the heart of the Bugis has both surface network and underground network. All right. So on surface, you have the road that direct access towards different developments, Duo, Bugis, Suntec City, or even South Beach. And to further reach out towards a South Beach or even Raffles Hotel or even to Suntec, you can go through via the Guoco Midtown. And we'll talk about the underground network. Midtown Modern will provide you a direct access to different areas. For example, you can head down to B1, where you can direct access to Midtown Modern, or you can direct access to Bugis Junction. And towards B2, you can down to B2 and head up to Guoco Midtown, and eventually to Suntec City, or even to Gateway, and of course through this to Duo, and of course you can head down to B3, and that is where the Bugis Interchange MRT station, East-West and downtown line is located. That is literally convenience at your footstep. Literally convenience at your footstep. So within the leadership team, we did make a very fun joke, say, oh, 我们以后买面包不用淋雨了. In short, we can buy bread. We don't have to be drenched. When it rains heavily, 我们可以买面包而不需要淋雨, as compared to other developments within this this. Okay, so this is a artist impression of level 1. This is the concierge, the lift lobby at level 1. All right, and this is also the drop-off area. Look at the convenience of it. The moment you exit out of level 1, you can make a right turn, and this is where the Bugis MRT entrance is. And of course, behind all this are all these retail. We have a total of 21 21 F&B units on level 1. So that video earlier was a short video of the entrance and towards the entertainment deck of level 3 of the development. Isn't that wonderful? Having living in a development that gives you direct access to so many areas. Okay, so next on developer Guoco Land. This is not the first time that Guoco Land is building such integrated development. In fact, their flagship development is at their very own Guoco Tower. And Guoco Tower, Warwick Residence is seated above Guoco Tower, 180 meters above. All right. This development is, of course, the tallest building, residential. And to put it in reference, Mr. Dyson bought the Ultra Penthouse. I think that's an old story, and he sold it to another buyer. And just to share with you, there are a total of 11 Ultra Penthouses in the world, and 6 of it are in Singapore. And why did Mr. Dyson back then, or the current new buyer for the Ultra Penthouse, choose to buy this unit? There are many reasons, I'm sure, but of course, what I'm trying to share with you, it speaks from of Guoco's Land branding and in terms of their material use and finishing. Okay, so back to Guoco Land, they have a very successful experience done at Guoco Land. So in 2016, they successfully rejuvenated whole Tanjong Pagar area. If you go down to Warwick Residence or Guoco over the weekdays and weekends, you will experience a different lifestyle over there. During the weekday, evening time after work, you can see people exercising in the atrium. So this is one aspect that the developer, that Mr. Cheng himself envisaged for development. He made a statement before. Any developer can build a beautiful development in Singapore. But the key to it is, are we able to bring in human flow? in and out of development. And with that able to do so, that would be considered a successful development. In this case, they have achieved it. Okay. So in short, for Guoco flagship, Guoco Tower, comprises of Grade A offices, residence, hotel, F&B, and F&B outlets. Commercial podium, communal amenities, and direct access to infrastructure facilities. When I share with you this, I want you to relate this to the incoming Guoco Midtown modern development, because this is what they want to achieve. All right? They want to achieve they want to bring in vibrant lifestyle of arts and entertainment, business and education into the area, right? And they have, I said again, they have successfully reshaped Tanjong Pagar as a business and also a lifestyle center. And the public spaces like this is the atrium. And they have successfully bring on it as a social hub of Tanjong Pagar. All right, and this really spice up Tanjong Pagar district. And the vision for Guoco Land is by 2024, they are set to do the same for Beach Road district with Guoco Midtown. Okay, and what they are doing right now is to duplicate the success of Warwick residents of Guoco Tower they will bring the success into Bugis district. So this is a development, Midtown modern, a development you should really look into. Okay, so much I've shared. My summary will be, I shared with you the past and present, basically to share with you the growth. And if you have the information, what will you do? During the past, we do not have information, and my parents would have bought based on, because people say it's good, or maybe have insiders info that area is good, and therefore you buy in. Okay, I have also shared with you 3 key transformations for Bugis district. Also comparatives of nearby integrated development by both quantum and per square foot pricing. The transformation, the growth, and the rejuvenation of Bugis district. And why is Midtown Modern seated in a very strategic location based on the land parcels, the empty plots of land surrounding it. And of course, I described the connectivity from the heart to the major organs, which is the other buildings surrounding it. Last but not least is to bring on the success from their developer success on their Guoco Tower into Bugis district. Okay, so this is so far my sharing for the location.
So that is your argument, right, Richard?
So that is my argument that location is very important, because every single cent is important, and we need to put every cent to where it is worth.
Yes, you want to talk about the history, you talk about the transformation, you talk about the connectivity of the Bugis Rochor area. But okay, I think it's time for our audience to listen to my part of the sharing for today. It will also maybe some of the exhaust, they coming out from the fans, and all these things actually make it not so livable for a downtown. Okay, so that's why there are few projects in downtown, but when people look at it, they still feel like it is not so livable in terms of that sense, because livable to a lot of people means that I want to have after work to go home, I want to have a peace of mind. I want to have quietness. I want to have greens. I want to have plants. Just as though that every day when you go back home, you are going into a place where it's like a sanctuary for you, like a green sanctuary. So if you look at a lot of the projects in City Core area, there aren't many projects like that. Okay, so that's why you know that the green concept is very important. Okay, so the green concept is something that is not new. Okay, so look at this video here. You saw that Richard played a video of Midtown Modern, which is at the Grand Lobby entrance there. this is actually still in Midtown Modern, which is at the level 3, which is where the residents, after taking the lift from the concierge and then going up to the level 3, you will be greeted with greens like this. Okay, so that's why we have to emphasize on the green concept here. Why? Because biophilic design is nothing new for Singapore. A lot of the biophilic design that you will see is like, for example, the jewels at Changi Airport, where the government spent almost billions of dollars trying to make sure that it is green. And this becomes the focal point of not just Asia, but it's actually the whole world as well. Okay. And the other concept of biophilic is actually in the downtown, okay, which is in the office tower of Capital Green, which is actually one of the award-winning. For every floor, it has gardens, it has greens, it has plants. So the workers working inside there, when they look out, they don't see just the building across, they will see a lot of greens. Another very interesting place is the hotel, which is Park Royal at Pickering. And again, when you drive by there, you will see that the whole facade is actually covered with green. But there's one thing, most of the downtown green concepts or biophilic concepts are in the commercial building, okay? We hardly see this kind of big scale of biophilic design in residential building. So why is it so? Because it costs a lot more money to build, okay? And it is also sustainability. But in order to be a really, really successful project, okay, that just beside the location is good, living there. Okay, so we're no longer talking about owning a property in downtown, okay, just to lease out. Okay, by the way, there's a joke here. A lot of people say that, okay, I'm buying for a property for investment. Green for me is not important. I just have to ask you a question. Property is still for a human to live there. Am I right? So if you buy something that is not livable, eventually who will rent the property from you? So that's why whether you're buying for investment or for own use, it has to be very, very livable. Okay, and green is one of the very major things that we do it. So first thing first, being green in downtown, of course, it is a product differentiation than the rest of the surrounding there. Okay, because the surrounding there from Suntec to all the offices tower, from Guoco, from this Duo, and also from Gateway, you realize that the surrounding of Bugis actually is all with concrete buildings, all glass and steel. Very few you get this green concept there. But when Midtown Modern is being conceptualized and going into this area there, suddenly you realize that, hey, this is a project that is unique by itself. It is not competing with other projects or the surrounding buildings. It stands alone. Because if you go to Tangkuilan, the site itself, it is like an island. It is all four sides with road. But the own plot of Tangkuilan itself, it will have greens from the street level all the way up to the Sky Garden, which is on the 30th floor. Okay, so imagine the whole building with lots of greens itself there. Okay, so the product differentiations creates talking point. So the concept of green, it makes people have a second look of the building. Okay, so not just livable by itself, but people will be aware of this property here. But why is it so important to have this? Because to our experience in selling property that is more iconic, okay, always draws more attention. From who? From tenant, from buyers. So when someone asks about this, there is a green project in downtown Bugis area, which one is it? Oh, that one is Midtown Modern. You will know that eventually there will be lots of inquiry to ask us for agents to bring them to go and see this property. Okay, and the second pointer for Midtown Modern, why the concept is so important is because we are going through a very fast pace of lifestyle change. What is changing? Last time when we sell property, I think Richard will agree with me for this. Balcony is something that a lot of tenants, a lot of buyers say, I don't want balcony, I just want built-in. But do you know that in the span of just 1 year, okay, our inquiry of tenants and buyers asking for balcony has increased. They said that, hey, Chris, Richard, do you have a balcony? I know it could be a smoking corner for some people, but put it that way, it is actually for a place for us to relax. Imagine you work from home, one whole day doing video conferencing like this from morning until evening. You want to have a space for you to take a breather. Especially, you look out, it is not building, but greens. Okay, so that's why this is very...
It is so important during circuit breaker.
Yes. I know, Richard, you have a landed house, so you don't have this issue. I live in the condo, so I hope that I have a balcony for this point there, right? So that's why this kind of concept, the lifestyle change has transformed our basic needs already, okay? Because like, for example, we pick up a lot of hobbies, gardening, cooking, all these things here. And something new in downtown, especially like Midtown Modern, have incorporated all these newer lifestyle change into the design concept. So I always say that luckily our project is launched during this period so that we still have time as a Guoco Land to go and change some of the concept of the whole project there. Okay, so that's why it's not by me. It's actually a survey done by Tatler. Tatler actually, they did a latest survey. What are the changes in consumer behavior in buying for residential property in Singapore? 7 pointers here. If you look at it, a lot of things is that, okay, location is mentioned, but the flexibility working space, the online, okay, creating personal amenities, having a greener outlook. Okay, this one I say louder to Richard, greener outlook is very important. And also looking for short-term costs. So that's why Midtown Modern that we're looking at has all these characteristics built into it already. Okay, so Midtown Modern is designed with updated market lifestyle changes, and buyer will be able to enjoy fully the convenience and the amenities there. Now, that is lifestyle change, but another thing that we change is actually the needs of us has already changed. So what kind of needs has changed? Work from home. Work from home means what? Office becomes home, home becomes office. Okay, we already crossed. I also don't know whether I'm working from home or working office anymore already. So when a concept like this, I'm not talking about just the building itself. The individual layout of the property also is a concept living. Things like what? Things like for the 3-bedroom and 4 bedrooms for Guoco Midtown, Midtown Modern, we have an electric plug right beneath the dining table that is installed. Okay. All these things are the concept that's already incorporated due to the change of needs of the person living in the property there. Okay, so that's why I encourage you, please come down and look at our show flat. You will realize that it is something that is built for the current needs already. So why is this important? Okay, the reason is because it's important because, like for example, for the whole Midtown concept, we have the social hub, we have all the marketplace. These are also the new concept that comes in. Last time, we do not have all these things because when the developer built, the lifestyle wasn't like that yet. But now, since we have the first lifestyle change of development in Tanjung Pagar, okay, of the Wallet and also the Tanjung Pagar Center, developer has put in this design concept into this Midtown Modern here, okay, for Guoco. So, and you know that if a concept like this, not just being green, but the usability, the layout, the functionality of all these are designer. These are also important to make sure that in the future you will get a better tenant pool, or in the future you also can get a better livable environment that you have there. Okay. Now, number 4, I'm going a little bit more wider now, which is into the intentional play field. Okay, not talking about the location, talking about the concept as well. Do you know that being green, okay, it has been a very envious or jealousy that we created among our competitor. Places like where? Like Hong Kong. Okay, Hong Kongers, actually this article is extracted out from a Hong Kong newspaper. They said that how come Singapore has so much green concept, but Hong Kong don't have this yet? So imagine if you have something at the design that people talk about, not just locally in Singapore, but also overseas internationally, you are halfway successful getting a tenant already. Because if someone that now enjoy working from home, if they really have one day they come to Singapore to work, they sure want balcony, they want to have greens, they want to have gardens and all these things there. Being green in Singapore is not new. Okay, like for example, for URA, we have been having this green concept for a long time. But however, being green and the garden concept in the city is very, very unique. Okay, that's why for Guoco Midtown, we have more than 30 thematic gardens that we put in for this location here. Okay, so all these news articles are being published, and I just tell you the images that even for myself and Richard, when we see this, it's like, wow, it's just green. You know, we have not thought that Guoco Midtown would be something like this, put it that way. Okay, and of course, Chinese paper, we also have this angle as well. So when you have such a unique concept and design that is able to deliver, okay, and build in this location here, it will draw attention from around the world, which is very, very important. Okay, and number 5 is, of course, the project itself is also built for the future. Okay, look at the areas that we have for the landscape. Okay, and also when a project has such a unique design, it will carry forward for not just upon TOP, you get a key, it becomes just a property. But this kind of concept, you will carry forward for the next 5, 15, 20, 30 years down the road, where people will keep talking about this. That's why I realized even previously, some of the projects in Singapore, people try to conserve, okay, because of the concept that we put in previously here. Now, besides being green as one of the concepts, the living room concept is something that is very, very unique as well. Why? If you look at the whole of Tan Koi Lan Beach Road Rochor area here, most of the surroundings there will be offices, commercial, restaurants, shopping mall. Okay, but in terms of going home into a place that is livable, the developer Guoco Land has put in the concept of a living room, which means that people will draw attention that, oh, finally after work, after hanging out, after having a drink with my friends there, I can go back to a home where I feel like a living room. The living room concept will start from 2 areas. One is at the grand lobby area. Okay, you feel like a living room with high stool and chairs like that. And after that, you go up to the library, which is when you go up to the 3rd level, it has a library there, which is like a living room concept, which actually it was shown in the video that Richard shown earlier there. Okay, this is how it looks like for the lobby area, which is the concierge. It is like a hotel lobby, okay, with a lot of very comfortable sofas, cushion, high chairs, with Wi-Fi connection as well. So that's why I said that newer projects, it's all built in with the lifestyle already. It is no longer like a previous project where we just want to sell you something. We just build a property, 4 walls, ceiling and floor, a door, you can live already. But nowadays, our projects are no longer like that, okay? Another very important factors that the concept puts it is that instead of spending a lot of the landscape, okay, for things like building more units, but Midtown Modern, again, it is at the 1st level or level 3, the whole project has more than 80% of greens. Okay, imagine a project has 30 gardens, a project has tennis court, a project has lap pool, clubhouse, sky terrace, pavilion, dining. It is a full condo facilities project, but it is not in the suburb, but this is right in the heart of Singapore, which is at Bugis area. So if I show you this for a suburb project, it's very normal. But if I show you this for downtown core project, it is very rare. Okay. And as a signature for Guoco Land, okay, the lawn concept, okay, it is of course, usually we see the Guoco Land's lawn concept in areas like more residential area, okay, which is a more luxurious and exclusive area. It's the very first time that we see a lawn concept in downtown area. And imagine this is where you can have yoga, you can have children playing around, you have your grandchildren playing around. By the way, this is not about pets, because why? There is a pet garden as well for this project. Pets garden, so it's separate from here. Okay. Okay, and the family concept, okay. Bugis is not, it is not like this when Richard showed you the photo a long time ago. It was actually a residential area. Okay, people live there. I think Richard should live there with a family before. Okay, that's why his kampong is. But because of the establishment of commercial, people start to move out again because of pollution, all these things, right? But now finally we have a project with a concept for family. Okay, that's why we have 3 bedrooms and 4 bedrooms for family to move into. This is where our grandparents or parents that love the place, that always want to go to Simalu Guanyin Miao, now you can tell them that please no need, you don't have to take MRT, you just go down there, you just walk across the street, it's Simalu Guanyin Miao, you can go do praying every day already. So we are seeing that the newer concept of family living finally can become back to our Midtown Modern here. That's why it's something that is very nostalgic to a lot of us, okay? I mean, for people who lived there before, I think it's a time that you must ask your family to come and take a look at this project here. It is not a typical project for young executives, singles, expats. No, it is also meant for family. This is a very important, okay? So that's why for this concept here, okay, I have to do a summary for you. Okay, we talk about the food facilities, we talk about the living room downtown, we talk about the green concept being biophilic. It's also an international play field and also built for the future. Okay, that's why, Richard, let me ask you.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, you just so who do you think that we shall win for this argument here?
Actually, I mean, after listening to the architect's brief and all, I think the garden is really important. Because if when I look at my master planning and all, it's all the surrounding is all full of, it's zoned under commercial, so the buildings around it are so very hard, 很硬的感觉。
Yeah, not so
made of
livable.
steel.